There have been a lot of iconic internet horror characters throughout the years. Slenderman, Jeff the Killer, Banban, Anyone, and of course, Freddy from Five Nights with Freddy. But no horror location has gotten quite this level of fame as the Backrooms. That, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, is what this video is about. Chapter 1. Origins. The Backrooms began as an innocuous post on the worst site ever in 2019. Just a picture of this room with yellow walls and fluorescent lighting, detailing that this endless expanse is where you end up if you, quote, no clip out of reality, and ending with the ominous message, God save you if you hear something wandering around nearby, because it sure as hell heard you. 6 years on, we're here.
Backrooms, 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 Backrooms.
You could take a vacation to the backroom.
Yeah, more on those guys later. Backrooms popularized the idea of liminal spaces. You know, places that are eerie and just kind of off. They're probably the most notable example of liminal spaces still. And that sense of liminality was sort of a major tenet of the early Backrooms. Most of the horror came from just the sheer eeriness and vastness of it all. And as time went on, it started deviating from that concept more and more. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I just wanted to point out that over time, the focus has shifted. Chapter 2. Fandom. It blew up almost immediately. There were a lot of tweets made about it, creepypastas got posted on the Reddit, and because of this, the Backrooms mythos expanded. If we take a look at the official wiki, the original image, which was once all of the Backrooms, was relegated to being just level 0. The next couple levels still mostly maintained the liminal aesthetic that the original photo elicited. Level 1's a parking garage. Hey, that's pretty liminal. Level 2 is a series of maintenance tunnels. Again, pretty liminal. And that was it. No more levels were ever made. That's a lie. Yes, there were. Jesus Christ, there are so many levels. There's the pool rooms. That's liminal. All right, that's pretty cool. That follows the theme. Level 188. This is just a real place in Heathrow Airport in London. That country is fucked. Level whatever this number is. Wow. Manitoba sure is gorgeous. Level Run for Your Life, a 10-kilometer long hospital hallway where you have to run from the entities. Speaking of the entities, this is where the focus began to shift. The horror began to become more and more about the little goblins and ghouls, rather than the liminality. Like the Smilers. They smile? Yeah, name's pretty fitting. There's the Partygoers, who are infected with the Sanguine Festivus virus, and also their counterparts, the Party Poopers and the Party Crashers, who are dedicated to trying to stop the spread of the virus. And the Insanities, that's what's on screen right now. This is what happens when a wanderer goes insane in the Backrooms. You can call me an insanity because I don't have any internal or external genitalia. As you can see, it evolved more into a collaborative writing project similar to the SCP Foundation, and I think that's great. If this inspired people to get into the creative writing, that's awesome, but it did kind of lose the plot. Chapter 3. Content. Probably the most important creator in terms of popularizing the Backrooms and making it more mainstream is Kane Pixels. His Backrooms series started in January 2022 and has so many views. This specific series isn't related to the wiki at all, but if someone only knows a little bit about the Backrooms, it's probably from this series. The first episode, and the most popular one, follows a filmmaker who falls into the Backrooms and explores it, and what the fuck is that? Yeah, this is apparently called the life form and or the bacteria and or the life form fellow and or Marvin's friend.
Fuck you!
I haven't watched all of the series yet, so take what I'm about to say with a grain of salt, but I guess the lore of the full series is that this company called Async accidentally discovered the Backrooms via the opening of a gateway, which might as well be a portal to hell because a lot of dead people. And to my knowledge, the series is still ongoing, so the mystery is still unraveling. No one's completely figured it out yet. Again, this isn't connected to the original wiki at all, just goes to show how much of a phenomenon came from just that one post back in 2019. Just to clarify, I'm not trying to knock the series at all, by the way. It's the most popular adaptation for a reason. Every episode that I've seen is so incredibly well made, and there's a movie coming out soon, and I'm sure that's going to be just as good. I just wanted to point out the fact that the Backrooms have gotten so popular that a completely separate, unconnected canon could gain this level of traction. Kane made this whole series when he was just 16. That is insane. This is really good for a 16-year-old. When I was 16, I was 15.
This place is worse than the Backrooms.
Yeah, it's called Ohio.
If I don't talk about these guys, I'm gonna go insane. This is built by gamers. These guys don't exclusively make Backrooms content, but it is what they talk about when they're not talking about the Grimace Shake, and their videos are so surreal I have to bring it up. It's a podcast hosted by GPet and Overpay, the latter of which oftentimes wears a red hat. Not that kind of red hat, not that one, not that one, not that one. But the hat he wears just says the word gamer in big, bold letters. I was really sleep deprived when I wrote this part of the script, but that is so funny. Why does it just say gamer? And also, that's their whole merch store. Their merch store has 10 different items, and they all just say the word gamer. The actual content, it's insane and borderline unintelligible and probably completely AI generated, and I love it. Their Backrooms content is basically divided into two categories. One, talking about levels in the Backrooms that don't exist.
Wait, what level? So it's called Aqualand. It's an aquarium filled with smiling fish.
Aqualand is not real. That is not a level that exists. Or two, talking about ways to enter the Backrooms and trends that cause people to enter them. But again, a lot of times it's trends that don't exist.
Okay, what is it?
Well, it all started in Florida when kids would take a napkin and put it into a triangle like this. They then would take it, put it in their pocket, and take a nap. While napping, they would dream of being in a strange room all alone.
This didn't fucking happen. In conclusion, this channel is awesome and I hope they go on forever. I cherish their insanity.
I actually might get back to tending reindeer.
Chapter 4. Games. There are just so many games. Warning, the next 10 seconds is going to have, I think, the highest density of the word Backrooms ever spoken. Escape the Backrooms, Backrooms, escape together, welcome to the Backrooms reset, expedition to the Backrooms origins, climb the Backrooms apprehension, inside the Backrooms reminiscence, hentai tales, the Backrooms. The teachers don't like when I Google that last one. That was 11 levels, already kind of a lot. There are 519 more. That's before you count the games that are specifically based off a certain level. There are games based around Run for Your Life. There's Pools, which is based off the Poolrooms. These games don't even feature the original Backrooms at all. These are games based off fan-made levels, which was based off a creepypasta, which was based off a 4chan post. Dick Cheney made money off the Iraq War. We are so many layers deep. Chapter 5. Lost media? One more thing I want to quickly touch on is the search for the origins of the original image, which was actually lost media for a while. When I first saw the image, I assumed it was like CGI or made in Blender or something. But no, it's a real image. It was taken in 2002 on the second floor of a hobby town in Wisconsin while it was being renovated. I was not part of the search effort at all, but to my knowledge, it was considered a holy grail of lost media during the search, which was years long. And it was also discovered by some guy on Twitter like a week after the initial post and years before everyone else. Shout out to him, I guess. In conclusion, the Backrooms started out as but a humble creepypasta, but has now evolved into complete insanity that I hope continues on forever. All footage used is in a playlist in the description. Anyway, thank you for watching my slop. If you liked it, I'll probably make more videos like this. If you need me, I'll be on r/hunfemboys. This has been Witzel, WXYL. Goodbye.
Russia is the new Ohio.